Welcome back to the Finker, everyone. Didn't get a lot done yesterday. We collected our clay tiles for the floor in the snug. Fantastic. We've got them back without breaking any. We've actually got a sunny day today. It's been the first one for about 3 weeks, and it's forecast to be unsettled again as from tomorrow. So it means I've got one day to get a really important job done. Yeah, so the first thing I want to do, as I said, I've got one sunny day, one dry day. It's supposed to be bad again or unsettled again from tomorrow, so I want to get that thread fixed in the car. Remember, I was changing the oil, I was tightening up the sump plug. It's supposed to be 39-ish, well 34.3 to be precise, between 30 and 39 Newton meters. It got to 22 and the thread stripped, so yeah, I'm going to get that done first. These ramps are great. You can actually jack it up now further. It's got 2 safety pins to put through. But the first job is to get this oil out again. See how good this was. Okay. So this is the offending part. That I've got to take that off. It's about 8 bolts, I think. It'll be glued on, sealed on with RTV sealer. So there is a special tool to remove it, but I haven't got that. But I'm gonna have to pry it off. So I'm gonna slacken all the bolts. I'll take all the bolts out and then see if I can get it off without damaging it. And look at the thread, the offending thread, the oil drain thing there. So let's get to it. So the compressor's running up. These bolts, the bolts for that pan, have got to be slackened off in a particular sequence, or they're supposed to be slackened off in a particular sequence, and then retightened in a very similar but slightly different sequence. So I've got my little air ratchet thing, rapid thing it is, and a magnetic tray to put all the bolts in when they come out. As soon as the compressor's ready, we'll get them done. So next on the list, the bolts are out, is to, I've got a selection of pry bars. I've got smaller ones, I've got bigger ones, and try and ease that off without doing any damage to it, little by little, softly, all the way around. Right, so with that off, the next thing we've got to do is drill out the hole with the size that we want. Then tap a thread in it, a new one. And then we have a little, this is the thread insert. There, which then you just thread into your new hole, and that becomes your new thread. That's the theory anyway. I'm not going to do this in this video. I'll just explain what I'm going to do basically. If anyone's interested, I'm actually going to do a dedicated video that might or may not help people who come across similar problems in the future. The first thing I'm going to do is get it all cleaned up, spotless, and then we'll get that done. So of course, as part of the clean up, we've got to get all the old gasket off as well, and off the bottom of the engine as well. This is what takes the time. It's very sticky and very well stuck. So we'll plod on with that a little bit at a time. Right, so there we go. We've drilled it, tapped it, the bolt's in, I've torqued it up. It's 34.5 Newton meters, which is 0.2 more than it should be, but you know, there's always a bit of leeway. So now I've cleaned it up best I can. I've cleaned up the car. I'm going to make a gasket out of RTV. In fact, I'm just going to give that a rub with a dry cloth just to get any more bits off, and then we're going to make a gasket. It doesn't have an actual gasket with it. Use what's called RTV, which is a gasket making silicone specifically for things like this. So we'll do that in a minute, and then hopefully get it put back together. So with RTV, all you do, put a bead round it, all the way around, and then offer it, put it back up, screw it up by hand until the stuff starts to ooze out, leave it for an hour, and then you can torque them up to the required torque, which in this case is 9 Newton meters. So I'm going to see if I can get this back on. The difficulty is going to be getting it back on without knocking this silicone, because it's got to go up and over the chassis rail. So that should be interesting, but we'll give it a go. It went really cold, looked like it might rain before, but the sun's back out again, so I think I've cracked it. It's had an hour, so all I need to do now is torque it up, and then I can get the oil back in it, and yeah, get it off these ramps, get everything put away. There we go, all topped up. I need to check it out because I did lose a bit, but I'll check the oil short, let it settle down. Now I'm mounting and stuff to put away, but I think another good job well done. Well, we did well getting the car done yesterday. It's absolutely terrible, back to what is now the new norm, it would seem. I'm supposed to get 320 days of sunshine in this area every year. It's not going to happen this year. On a positive note, the almonds are blossoming. You can make them out in this dullness. You can't see the mountain, it's buried in cloud. But the last year we had a wet March, which was nowhere near as bad as this. In 14 years of living here, I've never known such a period of prolonged, I'd say poor weather. Well, in 2022 we had a bumper olive harvest. We had a wet March then. So hopefully we're going to get bumper crops this year. Anyway, I'm going in out of this horrible weather. Even Tilly meant to put herself back to bed, and if you can see her in there, I don't want to put the light on to disturb her. Oh, there she's disturbed. Hello Tilly, sorry, go back to sleep. Yeah, we lost a lot of time on this video. We running around the other day, pick everything up, get our floor, tiles and stuff. Picked up our new welder. which I've sort of just looked at, but I'm not commissioned yet. It's that dull, there isn't probably enough power to run it without running the generator, so I'm going to leave that for now. I don't need it urgently. Next job for it is to make a bracket to hang that ladder on the wall, which Sharon's ready for oiling. Unfortunately, Sharon's had to go to the dentist today. She's had a terrible abscess on a tooth for a while now. She went last week to have it checked up. She's gone back today, get it taken out, best way, that'll be gone, won't bother her again. So I'm stuck on my own in this miserable weather. I want to see, oh, the car's been absolutely brilliant, by the way, the car's fine, another one ticked off. We're slowly getting through all the mess, hopefully there'll be no more. Touch wood if there is any, peace down there. And, what I want to do now is try and get that floor laid out, or kind of get it worked out for the tiles. I've got an idea of using this. My new lighting here is working well, as you can see, because it'll be dark otherwise. To set the tiles on. I thought it might be a bit better. What I want to do is try and lay out some strips on the floor. I'll show you in a minute, that I can just get dead level and then just pop the tiles in, flush with it, and make it easy for myself. That's not going to do it, I don't think so. I'll have a look what else I've got. So apparently this is going to have to do. I haven't got anything more suitable. This is good as well because it's really tall that way, so it's really rigid that way, so when I lie it on the floor it's not going to flex any. So I want to get that levelled up, and then I can use this as a guide for my tiles. That way up. Nice rough top on them. Yes, so I need to cut this down because it's too long for the room. So I'll get it chopped off a bit, and I'll take it in and have a look what we're at. I don't want too much of a thick bed under the tiles, but again, to bring them to the level of that might just work perfectly, because even though the floor is new, there's bound to be some undulation in it, which we'll find out shortly. So I'll get this cut down and we'll have a look. The first thing I want to do is give it all a good sweep out. It's very dusty. There's no more mess to make apart from the mess I'm going to make on the floor. So I want to get rid of it, get the fire cleaned out and prepared, ready for tonight, because I want to get this laid out. I want to get the first tile down early in the morning, give them a chance to go off quite a bit. We still need to get to the fire, it's still cold. So I'll get it cleaned out first, make it all nice and tidy, without making too much dust, hopefully. Give it a sweep and then get Henry out. Right, so it's all super clean. I've got my strip in. Generally, when you're tiling the floor, you would start in the centre and work your way out. There are, of course, exceptions to every rule, and this being one. Because these walls aren't square, what I want to do is square the floor up pretty much exactly with the front of my plinths, my built-ins there. Which I've done, I've measured them out, but I don't know if you can see on there, but the level is perfect up until about here, where it drops down a bit. I'm not sure if that's because this is curved slightly, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to pack up under that end to bring it up, and then if I need to weight down the centre a bit, I'll do that. Yeah, so I'll have a mess about with this and get it crack on first. That's better. You can see the line is touching, apart from where I'm causing a shadow, all the way across the top of the metal, and it's still putting a mark on the bit behind. which means it's just kissing the top of this, which is pretty much perfect. I'm pretty happy with that. It doesn't need to be exactly perfect. That is plenty perfect enough. I think in the first instance, bring some of the tiles through, get them ready. It's getting a bit late in the day now to start fixing them down. As I say, we're still using this fire, still going to be coming in and out and what have you. So they need to go down early, really, so they can have as good a set as possible so we don't disturb them. But at least I'll get some brought in and then we're kind of ready to go there. So even laying this out is proving challenging. I thought initially put 2 strips up to gauge my sides here to space these out evenly. But what I think, I'm going to put 3, these marble tiles are 30 centimetres, they only have a tiny gap in them. So I'm going to put 3, I think, across the front. They should fill it. They'll just come past the edges of here, but I can notch them round when I come to fit them. I think, yeah, then that will allow me to space these out. I'm thinking that's the best way at the minute, so the only way to find out is to try it. So I'll rearrange these, move these out of the way. I've got 3 half tiles there from a former job, and some nice offcuts that might come in, and see what I can do with that. So this has been an absolute brain strain. I'm on plan Y now, which is the final plan. I've moved it all back a bit, re-leveled it all. I thought I might be able to use a marble without cutting it. It's not, I'm going to have to cut it, it's not a problem. But the way these stones now, they line up nicely with the size of the fireplace there. I've got plenty there to get my pan out to empty it. So the idea with the marble is so it's easy to clean, because if you get ash and stuff on these, it can sort of stain them, inverted commas, a bit. It's obviously all going to be oiled. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. I'm liking the way it's going. I don't think I'm going to get a mixer now, so it's getting even later in the day than it was before. So I'm going to get a fresh start on these in the morning, start laying them down and getting our floor laid. But for now, we've lost a day in this video, like I said, so it's going to be a bit shorter than usual. Plus the car problems and stuff, which is all sorted. Hopefully our woes are behind us now. So I'm going to call it a day at that. And thank you all for watching. Thanks for everyone that supported the channel. If you've made it this far, please consider subscribing. It's absolutely free, and if you check the little bell, YouTube will notify you every time we upload a video. So we'll see you on the next one.